Hey, good afternoon. This is Jean, and I just wanted to do a patriotic tour. All my patriotic stuff will stay up through 4th of July and through the end of August to when I start decorating for Halloween. So while my house was halfway clean, I thought I would go on and do a tour of my kitchen and my living room. So here is the table. I have that 2-level stand that I've used in many different places that I got from Michael's, and I have my Rae Dunn sugar and cream on it. And I have a little antique cream pitcher with some vintage silver in it, and I have some little birds and little succulents. And there's a little vintage flag pen. And back there is another old flower pot with some more old silver and some keys. Then I have one of the trucks we got for Christmas that we used for Christmas. It was the only one that didn't have a Christmas tree in it, so I decided to use it for my centerpiece in that galvanized tray from Walmart with more succulents. And there's my pour pitcher, and I have the little artificial lipstick plant in it with a flag. Then over here in this cupboard, I have more of my Rae Dunn, more of my vintage tins, and then I have the USA that came from Target, and I have some star stir sticks, and then those flag plates, those came from Tuesday Morning, and then the starlights, those came from Target. And then down here at this end of the room, there is my pig that we got at the yard sale a couple weeks ago. That's a really old pig cookie jar, and I just love it. And there's my birdhouse that was gifted me by a good friend on Facebook, Laura. I just love the birdhouses, and that one says Nest. And I have it on a cake stand in a white tray. This was a silver tray that my husband painted white. There is an old Scotty Dog cookie cutter and an old scoop and another scoop. And there's that spatterware metal large bowl that we got at Target, and I've got a geranium sitting in it, and I have an old white funnel with a flower in it. Then there's the goose with the red quilt. I used that at Valentine's Day too because it was the right color. Then right here is that little oak ladder that we got at the yard sale that I showed at a haul a few weeks ago. And there is an old scale that our son got us. And there sits a squirrel. And then I have a vintage flag displayed on the ladder. More Rae Dunn, of course. And these are some of my vintage salt and pepper shakers. I love those with the sailboats on them. And then up here are more of my old salt and pepper shakers with the little holders. And these are called Uncle Sam's hat, and those are super hard to find. I actually have 2 sets of them. I was lucky enough to find at 2 different times. And there's my yum bowl from Terry. And down there's more Rae Dunn and some patriotic straws. These are some vintage postcards. We have a lot of the old postcards for the different holidays, and I always enjoy using those. Another Ray Dunn birdhouse. And there's an adorable little Anna Lee. And here is my prized possession. It's my Canadian mug from my friend Teresa here on YouTube. She gifted that to me, and I'll treasure that forever. And a patriotic light that I've had for years. And back here is actually a Betsy Ross antique transferware plate that is really, really old. More of my Ray Dunn. Here's some of my old cookie cutters in the old grain bin. There's an Uncle Sam's Shadow Dancer. And right here are some of my vintage towels. I just love that one there with the old-fashioned lady, and it actually has a cloth ruffle on it. And then look at this adorable one. That's probably the 40s, 50s maybe. There's the silverware holder. Holds my napkins and plasticware. All these patriotic pieces here are from a Texas pottery. I've had them for years, and I really love them. And I just set a little star light down in the bowl and put a little berry garland over it to hide the cord. And that is an old red, white, and blue hanky. All the necessity things you have on a counter. And a dish strainer. This right here is one of the new pieces of Ray Dunn with the fire hydrant. And see, it says gulp in it. And there's another set of those salt and pepper shakers. That's a brand new Ray Dunn piece that we were lucky enough to get. Okay, this is all of the kitchen. I'm going to go on and upload this, and then I'll show the living room next. Thank you so much for watching. Be back in a few.